Hello, everyone, and welcome. We're going to go ahead and get started here in just a few minutes. So go ahead and kick back, relax, and we'll get started soon. Hello, everyone. For those who are just joining us, we are going to go ahead and get started here shortly. Just go ahead, kick back, relax, and we'll get started soon. Hello, everyone, and welcome. For those who are just joining, we'll go ahead and get started here in just a couple minutes. So go ahead and kick back, relax, and we'll get started soon.
Said it happened last night, about 10 to 11 when I first laid eyes on you. We're standing in line into Club 777. It was just like heaven and a dream come true. We're standing in the right place at the right time. When you this girl caused the crime, you're my pretty little girl.
Hello, everyone. For those just joining us, we'll go ahead and get started here in just a minute.
You set my heart on fire.
All right, hello everyone, and welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on what time zone you are joining us from. My name is Amber Owens. I'm one of the admissions counselors here at the University of Hawaii, and I am so excited because we will be talking with you today about paying your tuition and health clearances. So today I have joining us is Moto. So Moto, you can go ahead and introduce yourself. You're on mute, Moto.
Aloha kako. My name is Moto Tomita. I'm in charge of all the international and the Pacific Islands. It's a pleasure to be with you here today, and I hope that we'll be able to answer all of your questions. Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Moto. And I'm so excited because we also have Ku'ule joining us here from Health Services. So Ku'ule, I'll let you go ahead and introduce yourself.
Aloha mai kākou. My name is Ku'ule. I'm the alcohol and drug counselor for the university, but I'm here representing health services. I'll be here to give a presentation about health clearances. Ooh, exciting. But then also to answer some questions. Aloha.
Wonderful. So just a few reminders for everyone. Just a reminder, this is webinar style here today, so you all can see us. However, we cannot see you. We definitely encourage you all to go ahead and utilize the chat, or sorry, I apologize, the Q&A for any questions you do have. We will be posting any important links in the chat. And for those who are wondering, yes, we are absolutely recording this here today. So if there's any information that you want to recap on later on, we will be sending out an email afterwards with the recording link, as well as you can find it on our YouTube page. So I know a big question that we are getting frequently asked right now is, what are the upcoming important dates? What's happening? Where am I supposed to be at? So as most of you guys may already know, our course registration just started occurring. It just opened up a couple weeks ago. So if you have not started registering for courses, definitely make sure you reach out to your academic advisor so they can assist you with that. Besides that, the next big important dates coming up is on August 1st. There is going to be the health clearance requirement deadline. If you guys are noticing that little slight change is because it originally was due July 15th and now it is due on August 1st. So of course, Ku'ule will talk to you guys a little bit more about that. For those who do receive financial aid, you guys can expect the financial aid distribution to be around August 10th. We don't have the exact date, but it's usually about 10 days prior to when the fall of 2021 payment due date is. So definitely keep an eye out for that. And of course, we are very excited because the first day of school is coming up on August 23rd. So we're just a little over 2 months away from the first day of school. I hope you all are just as excited as we are. So I know we get a lot of questions is, how do I view how much I owe? What exactly do I owe? How can I find it? So you guys may have already started using your MyUH account. So definitely you can go ahead and revisit your MyUH account. And go ahead and go to where you'll see on there is pay tuition will be one of the marks on it. So you'll go ahead and click on that. Or you can always, of course, view on how to pay your tuition through your STAR registration. There's another option for that as well. So I know many students will ask, what kind of different payment options do I have? Do I pay by check or credit card, or how do I do this? So you absolutely have so many different ways you guys can pay. You can pay through an online, you can pay online through a credit card, debit card, or electronic check payment. For parents, I know this is a big question where you're kind of like, I want to pay my student's bill, but I can't. That is because your students do have to give you you have to become an authorized user, which I'll talk about in just a few minutes. For those who are wondering, we do offer payment plans. So if that is something that you are wanting, definitely I encourage you guys to go ahead and sign up for that. I'll share more information in just a moment on that. You can, of course, mail in a payment by check. And then also you can submit payments from an international bank account, which Moto will help answer any questions with that. So, especially this is going to be for the parents. If you guys are wanting to help your student pay for their college, and students, if you're lucky to be one of the students that does have a family that will help, definitely make sure you log on to your payment, how to pay your tuition, and make sure to set up your parents and family or guardians as an authorized user. They will not be able to access your account in any way without that. So make sure to go ahead and log on to it, click on authorized user. The authorized user will then receive 2 separate emails with instructions for accessing the student account. So students definitely make sure to type in the correct email address of the authorized user and share with what kind of privileges that you would like them to have. And so families, the first email that you get will be your username. The second one is going to contain your password. So if you just get the first one and you're like, how do I log in? Just give it a few minutes, you'll get your password afterwards. And that is what you'll be able to use to access and pay the tuition through your own separate account. For those interested in payment plans, you have the option of setting up a 5-month, 4-month, 3-month, and 2-month installments, just depending on the time that you sign up. So the installment plans will be equal monthly payments. So definitely just keep that in mind. So say if you sign up before July 1st, you can do the 5-month installation plans, but if you wait until say August, you'll get, the 4-month installation plans and so forth. The payment due dates are going to be on the 1st of each month if you select this option, and the payments will automatically be taken out of the same account that you used to sign up. So definitely make sure to go ahead and put the account that you want. You are able to change it at a later time if need be, but especially for that first payment, make sure you have the correct account listed. There is going to be a $20 non-refundable installment fee payment that you'll have to make to sign up for it. And then that's only a one-time thing for that individual semester. So each of the payment plans is only for the semester up front. You will not need to pay for, say, spring 2022 classes until later on. That's going to be more so once you register for classes for spring. Right now, we're just focusing on the fall payment plans. So here are the dates listed of the fall payment plan due dates. So say if you are doing the 5 months, you would owe on these 5 dates. Say if you sign up before August 1st, then you're doing the 4s. Say you sign up before September, Then you're going to do the 3 and so forth. Oh, yeah, and that's correct. I apologize. It is $30 for the setup fee. Thanks, Nicole. Appreciate it. So also, so you're wondering, okay, how do I exactly sign up for the payment plans? So you'll go ahead and go onto the website. On one of the top tabs, you'll see it says payment plans. You'll go ahead and click on that. You'll go ahead and click on enroll now. And then before you commit to enrolling in the plan, you may view the plan description, which includes installment due dates. And then also you can view your installment scheduled payment amounts. So you can view all of that information before you officially enroll in the payment plan. This kind of just shows you an image of that. So that way you can kind of just view everything, make sure everything is correct. So nice and easy. The paying your tuition is really fairly simple. There's definitely a lot of really good links. We'll go ahead and drop in the chat as well, so that way you guys can reference back to any of these guides. Our cashier's office has all of these guides entirely available on their website. So super helpful if you have any questions. They give all of the, frequently asked questions as far as how do I change this, or why is it showing me this error? It goes over all of that on the frequently asked questions. And of course, if you guys have additional questions, we'll try to answer them to the best of our ability. But we do encourage you to reach out to either the financial aid office if you have questions about your financial aid plan, or of course our cashier's office if you're having trouble with paying for your tuition. Yeah, Moto, did you have anything that you would like to add in regards to paying your tuition?
Well, that was a very thorough explanation. So thank you, Amber. For you international students, you might be wondering about conversion rates, currency fluctuations. We do calculate all of our tuition rates at US dollars on the given rate that it is being transferred. So my recommendation to all of you is to give it about a 5% buffer to make sure that you have ample funds in the account that if it is an installment, that you have ample funds in that particular account. The other thing is, let me just reiterate that if you are enrolling in the 5 installment plan, the first payment is on July 2nd, like it was mentioned. So you have a little bit more time, but don't wait too long because you do have to set it up first of all, and that 30% fee does need to go through. Okay, so please be aware of that upcoming deadline. That's it, Amber. Thank you.
Perfect, thanks. So yeah, just a reminder, the final tuition payment deadline is going to be on August 19th. It is going to be at 4 p.m. Hawai'i Standard Time. So definitely for those coming from the East Coast and the West Coast, remember, West Coast, it is a 3-hour time difference right now. East Coast, it is 6 hours. So definitely keep that in mind, 4 p.m. Hawai'i time. Definitely do not wait for the last day. I can't tell you how many times students have freaked out on the last day and panicked. So definitely make sure to take care of it, not immediately, but definitely if you're doing payment plans, try to do it sooner than later. All right, so next up, we're going to go ahead and transition into more about health clearances. So I'm going to go ahead and pass it off to Ko'ule.
Aloha. Mahalo for that. Let's see. And Amber, can you see my screen? It's loading. Perfect. Okay. All right. I know we've all been waiting for this. Aloha again. My name is Ku'ule. My full name is Ku'ule Aloha Onalani Salzer Vitale. So let's get to it. So health clearance. What are the health clearance requirements? So as you can see here, it's going to be a lot of text, okay? And the reason why there's gonna be a lot of text is because it's recorded. So if you miss anything, please go through the recording again so you can see, again, everything that's on there. Okay, so these are the requirements at this time that's required for your health clearances, okay? So the TB, the MMR, the chickenpox, and the Tdap, okay? And as you can see, the big one, the COVID-19 one's not on there yet, okay? And not until the FDA has a full approval on there is when it's going to be required. Okay, so if you would like, if those who have been vaccinated fully and who would like to submit those vaccination cards are welcome to. And so if the one that you got vaccinated with does get approval, at least it'll be in at that time, you're welcome to, but it's not required at this time. Okay, so when's the deadline? So August 1st is a deadline for new students. July 1st is for continuing students. So these will be continuing students, so students who came from, let's say they are returning, so they took a break and they're coming back. So for new students, students who are incoming, new fresh students, August 1st. Even though August 1st is the deadline, please submit them as soon as possible. That way, if there's any issues, anything that's missing, we're able to contact you before the deadline. Again, this deadline is the same for everybody, even though it might not seem like, because again, the deadline is the same for everybody. Y'all don't see the piles that happen that has to get processed. And so we don't want, even though there's going to be a lot of processing that happens, we want people to be able to have a time, if we do need to contact you, or things that do need to happen, that it does get processed within the time that needs to happen. So please, as soon as possible, I can't stress it enough, please, 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 even though August 1st is the deadline, if you're able to, submit it today. After we're done, after you know how to do it, submit it. Okay, I would love you for that. Please submit it as soon as possible. Okay, so now that I asked you to turn it in, how do you turn it in? We're gonna go over many ways. So there's 4 ways I'm gonna show you how to do it. So we have an option, which is the patient portal. Okay, so the University Health Services, which is on our website, you're gonna have access to the patient portal. I'm gonna go over steps with the access to patient portal and the file drop. So we have the file drop, or you can mail it. Mailing does take a little while, okay? Or you can fax it. For those who don't know who faxing is, you can ask your parents. Faxing, you can also do that as well, is an option. But also these are the 4 options that you have to send it to us. Again, your health clearances has private information on there. Okay, so we don't want you to email it to us. We don't want you to put things that could be private information that could possibly, other people could have access to it. So we do these in secure ways, and that's why we have these different options to do it. So ways to do it through your patient access portal. Again, you log on, you go through our website, you log in through your username and password, because that's yours, and you would upload your health clearance documents. You would add immunization record, and you would upload each document, you would click it, and then you would save it. Simple, easy peasy, okay? File drop, there's a little bit more steps to this, but again, it's secure and it will be processed, okay? So you can go to any browser and you would go to the Hawai'i edu/file drop. You click on the green box on the right side of your screen to log in. You would click on the login here link, use your username and your password. After you log in, you'll be redirected to the page that allows you to input a receipt. After you log in, you'll be redirected, in the receipt field, type UHSM, which is University Health Service Manoa, that's us, okay? You will need to retype it to confirm the receipt field, okay? Check on the box for required authentication, okay? So you wanna require that, okay? It's optional, but you can also include that in the comment field too. Such as this is your insurance card, this is your health clearance, so we know what you're sending. It's optional, but you can put that in there. After you filled out both recipient field, click proceed. After that, choose a file button to your browser for your medical records. You may input a description in your records for each file, but it's not necessary. Click the start to upload button so you would upload it. You will then be redirected to a confirmation page with the link. You will then upload your file, then you're done. I know this sounds really complicated, but I promise you the steps are all in there once you're there, okay? File drop is easy, it's secure, especially again, once you follow those steps as well. How do you know if it's been successfully submitted? That's always my anxiety, right? Like, okay, I sent it electronically, but how do I know it got to the right hands? Where is it at? If you file drop it, you'll get an automatic response saying that it's been received, okay? That way you know you got it, they got it, okay? If you go through your patient access file or your portal, you can see a received message in your portal. So your portal will tell you it's been received. If you do it through the fax or mail, which is your other option, there won't be any email confirmation, but you can monitor your Hawaii.edu account after everything's been submitted. Give it a few days. If it's mail, give it a few more days. But if you haven't seen any update with it, please contact us, which I'll give you in the next slide, our contact information. But if there's any issues with what we have received, we will contact you. If there's anything missing, if we have any questions, we will contact you for additional information if it's needed. So what happens if a deadline is missed? So again, the deadline is August 1st. Please submit your stuff ASAP. If we don't hear from you, if we don't know what's going on, if you miss a deadline, your in-person classes will be dropped as of August 1st. That's why we stress to everybody, please submit your health clearances as soon as possible. Call us though. This is a working phone number, I promise. We do have office hours though. We're not a 24-hour hotline though. Our business hours, clinic hours 9 to 3, 808-956-8965. Please call us if you're not able to make the deadline before the deadline. Okay, because again, we will be processing multiple paperwork, multiple clearances, and we do want to work with you. We want to make sure, because we want our students to come to Manoa, but we want to make sure that we have everything to protect all of our students here in Manoa, to make sure that our clearances are good to go, so our students can enjoy their experience here at Manoa in person, okay? So it's not that we don't want you all to come, we want you all to come. We want to make sure that we have everything in order because these are requirements set by law. So we have to make sure that we fulfill these requirements. But let's work together, okay? So let us know if there's anything that you need from us to help fulfill these requirements. Okay. What's anything missed? So let's kind of go over again. Everything that I just said is going to be on our website. And this is our website, hawaii.edu/SHS, Student Health Services. So you can find all that information on our website. Again, for returning students, health clearances is due July 1st. Everyone else, new students, August 1st. If you do need additional assistance, again, please call us 808-956-8965. You will talk to a person, we will be there, we'll be happy to help. We're filled with aloha and we're excited to see your students again. And we will be more than happy to assist and help. I'm gonna cut this presentation so I can answer questions now, because I see I can't do it while I'm talking in this presentation mode and I just see a lot of flashing lights. So I get distracted real easy. And so I'm gonna end right there. And let's do some Q&A.
Okay, thank you so much. And Moto, did you have anything that you want to discuss and add on for international students in regards to the health clearances?
Yes. For incoming students, for TB tests, usually I do suggest that students make reservations, make an appointments to get it on our campus after they arrive. This is because there is a requirement where it mentions it does have to be done by a US certified physician. And in the past, we have run into some situations where the students did it in their respective country, their home country, and it was declined by the our university health services, and they ended up doing it twice. Okay, so to prevent that, it will be best, like Kule had mentioned earlier, to make an appointment and to have that done prior to the first day of school on August 23rd. Thank you.
Perfect, thanks. So we are going to go ahead into a Q&A. We're going to focus first on, got a lot of really great questions on the health clearances. So we're ready for you, Kool-Aid, again. There's so many coming on, so don't worry. I'll go ahead and I'll go ahead and read them out to you. So
Great.
yeah. So one of the first questions that we have is, what are the student health services hours?
Awesome. Okay, so our hours, so we do see, so our clinic hours are gonna be from 9 to 3. But then we also, yes, so it's 9 to 3. We were changing up our hours because of COVID, and our hours will change come fall. So our hours are going to be from 8 to 4. So again, everything's going to be updated on our website. So if there are any changes or whatnot from our hours, it will be updated on our website.
Okay, thank you. And so some other questions I know you went over, but just to make sure we reiterate it, is for the health clearance form, I know there's many different ways that students can send them in. Is there a way that is preferred, or does it not make a difference?
Yeah, so the reason why there's 4 different options is because everyone's different, and I don't want to tell people how to do it because some people prefer mail because that's what is the best for them. Some people prefer the file drop, and sometimes people do the portal because that's what's easier for them. So if it's portal, it's right there. It's right in front of you. It has the least steps. So preferably for me, when I had to do mine, I did mine through the portal, but that's just for me. But you do have those 4 different options. And so again, I don't want to tell you how to submit it. Just know that you do have 4 different options of how to submit it. I know that doesn't answer your questions, but just know you do have options.
Yeah, absolutely. And just heads up for the students from the mainland. I know Hawaii mail has been a tad bit slower. So I know mail on the mainland, you can send it pretty much from one place to another, 2 or 3 days max, but just give it a few extra days for mailing it to us here. So definitely, even though like Ku'ule mentioned earlier, like the deadline is August 1st, but don't wait to send it on July 31st because it will definitely not be here on time if you're mailing. So just keep that in mind that due to COVID, it's a little bit slower right now.
Yeah, because if you postmark it on August 1st, again, we need to have it before August 1st. So we postmark it on August 1st. Again, that's not acceptable. Please do not do that. Please do not put us in that situation.
Absolutely. And so I know you mentioned this as well earlier, but is there a way that students can check if they have any outstanding health clearance requirements?
Oh, so for your health clearances, again, that's gonna be on your portal. And so if there's any holds and stuff, that's going to be on your portal. I think that's answering your question.
Yeah,
right?
basically. So basically, as soon as a student turns in their health clearance requirement that's processed, then they automatically see that hold come off of their account?
So unfortunately, not here and then it's done. Give us some time. It is a person who's going to be processing it to verify the information, to input the information, to take the hold off. And so we do ask 1 to 2 business days to process. And so if you give it to us 3 p.m. Hawaii time on a Friday, it probably won't get processed. So give us at least Tuesday the following week, okay? So please do give us a little bit of time to process it, especially during our peak hours towards the ending of the summer.
So I know, of course, now with us potentially requiring the vaccination, just depending on the FDA approval for the COVID-19 vaccine, when students are turning it in, is a scanned PDF of both sides of their vaccination card acceptable?
Yeah, you can. I mean, the front of it, it's going to have all the information on it. You can scan both of it. I tell people, because if you like, again, I don't have the full requirements as to what is needed. It's kind of like you can give us to us so when it is required, we'll have it. So if you want to do both sides, that's fine. But because it's not required right now, I don't have that information to tell you what is needed. So if you want to do both sides, I'd say do both sides, just so we can check it off. Because the front side has the information on it. But if you want to do both sides, you can do both sides. And then I'm sorry, I misspoke. So our clinic hours are now 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. So I apologize for misspeaking, but our Monday through Fridays, 8 a.m. Hawaii time to 4 p.m. Hawaii time.
Okay, thanks. That was like, it's exciting. Maybe they'll open even longer now. Yeah. So some other questions I know students often ask this, is with the paperwork for health clearance requirements and turning in the form for it, it often asks what their local address is. If the students are coming from, say, either internationally or the mainland, do we have a recommendation of what address to put down?
Is asking for a local address. So I would say call. You can call to verify. So call our clinic, or you can, if you're going to be moving into a residence halls and you know you're going to be moving into Lokelani, but you don't exactly know which room yet. So, or you're moving into Johnson Hall, but you don't know which room yet. You can put Johnson Hall 2555 Dole Street, which is the address of that building. That's going to be your local address. I'm assuming those are going to be the people that are coming. Yeah, and then if you're going to be coming to East West Center, same thing. So ask what their address is if you don't have your room assignment. Whoever's doing email there, you can let them know and then inform them. Please let them know what your and then when you move into your space, then inform the clinic, update them what your address is, so we'll have that updated. That would be my suggestion. So you'll know a little bit, but not fully until you get there, right? And so, which is the exciting part of college, is like, you know, who's gonna be your roommate, unless you do know where you're gonna be at. And so yes, so put what you do know, and then what you do know, please let us know.
Okay, sounds good. And then a couple of students are asking like a little bit more specifics as far as the exact shots and when they will be, like when exactly they took it, if it's considered okay. So for the TB clearance, when is the latest that they could have taken it? You know, what is the range of what it needs to be within?
Yes. So done over the age of 16 within 1 year of enrollment for the student. So it has to be within the year. And so, which is, you know, if it's like over that time and we're having a discussion now, go get your TV, and then you still have some time to turn it in. Which is, you know, I'm happy that I was kind of, I don't know if I'm one of your first guests, but thank you for letting me be one of your first guests, because we're well above the deadline, which does give you some time to kind of get some of these things done. So again, please, it's within the year of that. So again, 1 year before the enrollment. And so enrollment would be the first day of class, right? Sorry, that's.
Yeah, I was thinking it's August 23rd, yeah. First day class, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. I was like, yeah, it's 23rd.
Thank you.
Yeah, so that's perfect. And I know a big question that we get pretty frequently as well is for those students who are, say, transferring from one of the local community colleges. I know that they filled out their health clearance forms for, like, say, KCC or HCC. Will they need to fill out an additional form for Manoa?
Yeah, so even though you're coming from, even though, yeah, I know this is crazy. Even though we are, you know, connected, we all share one heartbeat, right? We do have separate clearances forms because we don't share the same information. This is your information here with health information anyways, right? So we don't have your information from KCC or LCC. That stuff is private. And so you do have to fill out, again, you'll be a new student to Manoa. So I want you to think about that. So if it's Manoa, not UH system, unfortunately. So for Manoa, if you are a new student to Manoa, please, again, submit your information with your health clearances, which is going to be what we talked about. But again, sorry, being long-winded. Yes, again, new student, that's what you're even though we are all connected, we're community colleges and we're the flagship, you would still have to submit a new student clearance form.
Absolutely. And so I know a big question is students are asking, what if they don't get their health, I know you mentioned this already, but if they don't get their health clearance in by August 1st, can they still take in-person classes, or what will happen?
Please don't do this, please.
Do it on time, do it on time.
Yeah, scary things will happen. I don't want to, again, I don't want to scare people, but so that there's a system, right? So if you see holds on your account, we want to get those holds off, right? You want to make sure your system's nice and good. Sometimes there's going to be holds on there all the time, but it's going to say it's good until this date, good until that date. This hold's not going to be put onto that date. If you have not contacted us, if we haven't heard from you, if you have not attempted to turn it in, we haven't contacted you, haven't heard you back, we don't know what's going on. Again, your classes will be dropped because in our system, we have not heard from you. There's nothing submitted. There was no attempt. So your classes will be dropped because it's part of that system. And if the system shows that there's no update, the classes will be dropped. So you can technically go to your class. We don't, it's not a good thing if you go, but you won't be on the list. You won't be enrolled anymore, which we don't want. We don't want that. And the reason why that happens is because, again, we have to verify that these health clearances are done because it's a state mandate. It's a law. It's a requirement that we have to fulfill. And even though we don't want to scare people into submitting these, that's how we have to process it. And so that's why we want people to turn in as soon as possible. But deadline's coming up, okay? And we didn't want to be here, okay? We talked about it, we had this meeting, we're gonna turn in, but things happen, summer happened, everything did happen. Oh my God, coming to Hawaii, I'm here in Hawaii, I'm in Manoa. Oh my God, I forgot my health clearance. Please talk to us ahead of time, okay? Don't let this happen, please. We don't want it to happen. We want you to hear, we want you to be enrolled. We want to have a Manoa experience together. We want y'all to be enrolled in Manoa. We love our students, but we also need to be able to follow our guidelines. And so please turn them in. So I'm not going to answer that question because I have faith that we're all going to turn them in, or you're going to contact us on ways to help you turn them in. Because it's a part of adulting and it's a part of responsibility, and we can work things out again. And yeah, so just contact us, please. If something's coming up and isn't just not going to happen, let us know. Let's figure it out, because we will work with you. Because again, Manoa is a special place and we want you to experience it.
Yeah, absolutely, I could not agree more. Just for those who are inquiring, don't worry, we are going to get to more questions about the payment plans and payment tuition. We are just addressing the health clearance requirements first. So we are organizing the questions on the back end, so we have not gotten to your question yet. Please note that we have over 100 questions asked, as there is a lot of you here today, so we are going to do our best to get to all of the questions as soon as possible. And so this is a really good question, is for students who are attending, say, online or are only taking online courses, do they need to submit any health clearance requirements? And then how do they let your office know if that's the situation?
Yes, so there's going to be a separate form. Again, so on our website, again, everything's going to be on our website. We have an amazing IT team. So on our website, there's going to be a website, I said website like way too many times, but there's a form section on the website. And there's going to be health clearance and information on there with forms. So if we're not going to be in person and you want to submit that for verification, you can submit that information on there. Or you can contact our office and let them know. I will be taking only online classes. And so there shouldn't, again, these health clearances forms are for in-person classes only. So your in-person classes will be dropped if we do not get these health clearances forms. Again, we want to start welcoming our students back to campus. We want to start having this in-person experience again. But again, people will be having online classes. This is going to be part of the normal experience now, is having this hybrid, having in-person and online classes. Please contact us, let us know. And so if there is a hold on your account, that way we'll be able to fulfill that request or that need if you are going to have only online classes. But if you have online classes this semester, but yet you have an in-person class in the spring semester, that's going to look different. So we want to make sure that everything's going to be fulfilled for you.
Okay. And for people trying to turn in the form from their provider, does it have to be our exact form, or can they be a form that their provider filled out, a different form that their provider filled out?
I would say please use our form. Our form is there for you. It's pretty universal. Yeah, I would just say use our form. Again, it's on our website. It's really accessible to get to. You're more than welcome to email it to your provider or send it to your provider, fax it to your provider, or if your provider has a way to file drop it or send it via private messaging, you can always do that to your provider as well. Because it's online, it's accessible.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, and then some other questions is, let's see, I know there's been so many really good questions here today.
I love it. I'm so happy.
Yeah, I'm like, this is all fantastic. This is going to, for those who are asking COVID questions, I'll do my best to address those in just a few minutes. To the best of our knowledge, things are still to the day changing every single day. It's so hard to keep up with it all. But I think another question is I don't know how to say this properly, and I apologize. It's the reason I work in admissions and not medical, is the meningococcal, do they need a meningococcal booster to live in the residence halls?
I'm sorry, the meningitis one? MMR?
It's a meningococcal. I don't know how to say that properly.
Oh, that's fine. I do alcohol and drugs, so I get to with these vaccines, but I think I know which one you're talking about. Sorry, what was the question?
Yeah, it's just asking for the exact ones, because I know, of course, we require the MMR, and then we require the TB clearance. Is there any others on top of that?
So the only required one, the required ones now are going to be TB, the 2 doses of the MMR, so that's the measles, mumps, and rubella, the 2 doses of the varicella, so the chicken pox, and the 1 dose of the DTaP, that's the tetanus, I'm getting mixed up. How to say that, the DTaP, okay, and that's the one you get after age 11. So those are the ones that are required.
And is the TB one the only one that needs to be from recently? Obviously, like you mentioned, it has to be within the past year of the first day of school. Do the other ones, can they be a little bit longer, or do they have any type of requirements?
So the DTaP would be after age 11, and then the other ones, usually you would get either the chickenpox when you're young, or you would get that vaccine when you're young. You usually get all these before the age of 5 anyways, or within your teen years. So, or if you don't have them, please get them before. But yeah, again, the 2 doses. Again, everyone's different, so I shouldn't say you should have these, because again, everyone's different in the way that they take their vaccines or they don't take their vaccines. Again, the TB is one that's required within the year.
Perfect. Thank you so much for clarifying. And then I know, Moto, I'm going to chime in with you for these questions as well. Okay. If a student is arriving after August 1st from abroad, how do they get the TB test submitted by August 1st, given the recommendation that the TB test be done in Hawaii?
Oh, yes. Lovely, beautiful question. So Hawaii has, shucks, I should have put that in the link, but Hawaii has a state office. Let me see if I can put it in a link. I'm going to look for it, and then I'll put in the link for our international students of a way to get the state of Hawaii TB clearance. Again, it's test. The state of Hawaii has a TB test that you can go to. It's that they have testing locations. So please, the one that I'm going to submit in the chat room, you're more than welcome to look up the locations that you feel like would be best. There's one that's close to campus. We do have bus services and stuff that do have lines and stuff to it. but they have it on certain days. So again, it's good to plan now because you do have to take it days spread out and whatnot. But okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to submit a link below, and it's low cost or free for residents, but then you can also call to see what they can provide for non-residents as well.
Just to add to that, let's see, like I mentioned earlier, the TB test it's one test that I suggest that you get upon your arrival here in Honolulu.
Okay.
It can be done at the sites that Kool-Aid just sent on the link. It can also, you can make an appointment at the University Health Center on campus. The prudent thing is don't wait. Make your appointment now because in addition to that, you will have your hands full, like getting your Manoa 1 ID card. You would have to make arrangements with signing, moving into campus for the dormitory or the apartments. And this is something that you will be doing within 3 to 4 days. So please plan it intelligently, and you'll be able to get everything done within that confined time. Another thing that I would suggest everybody is after you receive your dorming assignment, their student housing office will provide a particular day and a time frame, a window of when you can check in. So I would probably schedule the TB test, for example, prior to that while you are waiting. And also upload your picture to Campus Center so that they can make your ID card in advance. You get to choose the beautiful picture that we place on the ID card. If you don't, they will take a mugshot of you on site, and you'll have to wait 10 or 15 minutes, and you will have to live with that picture for the 4 years that you school with us. All right. If you do send in your picture, your ID card will be ready. That ID card will be necessary for you to start dining at the cafeterias, and it also give you access to making purchases throughout campus at the various dining locations and so forth. And another thing is it also serves as a debit card. So you don't, when you're running classroom to classroom, you do not have to juggle for cash. All you have to do is use that Manoa 1 card, and you'll be able to make your purchases for a quick cup of coffee or something. Okay, thanks.
Okay, thank you so much. And I know, Ku'ule, that you have to get going, so I want to say thank you so much for joining us. And students, don't worry, we're about to transition into more questions in regards to payments and such. So Ku'ule, we really appreciate you joining us here today. Your knowledge is definitely incredible. Students, there is the information in the chat in regards to pretty much everything, health clearances that you can reference back to.
So happy to be here. I'm so looking forward to seeing students on campus again. I'm so looking forward to this. Thank you again. And well, yes, I'm gonna stop talking. Yes, again, mahalo, aloha, and welcome to Manoa. Ohiho.
Great, students. So I know we still have tons and tons of questions, so we appreciate your guys' patience as we go through all of them. Kind of just touching bases a little bit about the COVID, as far as, what is the current quarantine requirement and all of that. So last that I heard, and this is an update as of, I believe, July 7th, or last Friday, I think it was July 4th, is they are, as of July, or it's June 15th, they are waiving for those who have already been fully vaccinated within the state. So say if you're from Hawaii and you've been fully vaccinated with the state, they're saying that you're able to bypass the negative quarantine test. For those who are coming from the mainland or the continental US, there is still no update as far as that. If you guys do have questions in regards to what the quarantine requirements are and such, we definitely encourage you guys to check the Safe Travels Hawaii website, which we will go ahead and link in the chat for you all. We know, as far as I know, you guys are probably very interested to see what the exact quarantine requirements are. They pretty much change every couple weeks, so it's really hard to keep up to date. The most current up to date for those who are coming from out of state is that you do have to receive a negative COVID test, regardless if you are vaccinated or not, that you have to receive a negative COVID test from one of the approved vendors at least 72 hours prior in advance and have it uploaded to the website. But definitely double check with more details on that on the website. They'll be able to let you know what exact providers you can get that negative COVID test and so forth. My best recommendation for those who are wondering is it's better safe than sorry. Always plan as if you need everything and then hope that you don't. So as of right now, definitely for those students coming from the mainland, go ahead and plan out to take that COVID test 72 hours in advance at one of the approved vendors. Make sure it is an approved vendor. That is super important. Not every test facility is approved, so you have to make sure of that. Other than that, I know we have a lot of really great questions about financial aid and such. So definitely, if you guys have questions about the exact scholarship or say the exact loan that you're getting and how is that being applied, we definitely encourage you guys to connect with our financial aid office. I will go ahead and of course, you see the information is going to be on the screen, but of course we'll go ahead and put it into the chat. Our financial aid team does offer a virtual front desk that we encourage you guys to utilize so that way you can talk to a live person. It is available every day, Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. We'll go ahead and put that link in the chat for you. So if you have very specific questions, they'll be able to help answer any of those questions in regards to financial aid themselves. Now, I know there's been a lot of other questions about housing. So for any questions on housing, we do encourage you guys to reach out to our housing department. You'll see their information. I'm going to put that in the chat as well for information on how to contact our student housing. We also will be having next week, it's going to be a session about student housing and all of the details on that. So definitely if you have those questions, come prepared next Wednesday for more information about our student housing. We will have a live student housing representative available to help answer your questions. So I know there's a lot of really good questions, so definitely make sure to save it for them, or you can always give them a call. They are available via phone, also via email. And for questions on your specific scholarship, definitely make sure to reach out to them specifically. We know that there's so many different kinds of scholarships. There's ones through UH specifically, there's ones through financial aid, there's ones through outside organizations. So each one is a little bit different. So we recommend, of course, checking with that.
Amber, I just wanted to add, there were several questions about the meal plan. So I just wanted to address that very quickly. For those of you that have already been assigned on-campus housing for fall 2021, you'll probably notice that you have been assigned a meal plan 14. 14, that number means that you are entitled to that number of meals for every 7 days. Now, the question was, how do I change that? If you do want to change that, you do have to write to the student housing and let them know whether you want to go down, like to the basic or to the 10, or you want to go up to the prime 19. Okay, so you need to make that the initiative to have that changed prior to you paying for it. All right, thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Moto. And for those who, I know we've been having a lot of questions about the COVID vaccine requirement and such. Being completely honest with you guys, we don't know too much information about it yet. It's not even officially required just yet, just because it is going to be required. We're not going to officially require it as a university until the FDA approves it, which, as you guys know, could be tomorrow, could be in 6 months. I don't really know. So definitely don't stress about it too much yet, but definitely if you plan on getting vaccinated, just go ahead and do so. That way it's ready to go. But yeah, now we unfortunately don't have too many details in regards to that.
Mhm. Please understand, everybody, that the university is working very hard in conjunction with both the state and federal agencies. As all of you know, it is morphing almost on a daily basis. And the CDC, for example, is coming out with different regulations and policies. We do need time to absorb that and to make it official university policy. So it is very important, like Amber and Kool-Aid had mentioned earlier, to constantly check up on the updates that we are providing on our websites for the COVID updates. Okay, what we share with you today may not be prevalent of 3 to 4 weeks from now. So especially for those of you that are flying, it is very important that you have all your paperwork. Like Amber said, more is better than not enough. So have all your paperwork in line. If the Safe Travels Hawaii app requires you to download information, do so. Because after you arrive at the airport, there will be a number of representatives from the State Department of Health asking for a QR code. And that QR code is something that is generated by you signing up for the app. So that will or will not exempt you from the current mandatory 10-day quarantine. Okay, that's going to make a big difference for you, because if you do have to quarantine, you will have to stay off campus in Waikiki, for example, at a hotel at your expense. And we certainly do not want you to do that if it's not necessary.
Yeah, absolutely, Moto. Thank you so much for adding that in. It's definitely so important. Things to think about, when thinking about those next steps and arriving to campus. There's definitely so many different really good questions. I'm just trying to make sure we cover the most common ones that we have been seeing. So yeah, also I know there's still been more questions about student housing and not hearing back from them yet. Just go ahead and give them a call directly. That's what we would recommend to do. Other than that, we know you guys, we appreciate you guys taking time out of your day to come and join us. We know there's so many fantastic questions. Definitely be sure, if you guys have specific questions in regards to financial aid, definitely contact them, as well as definitely make sure to contact our student housing department or our health services department as well in regards to any questions you have specifically about it. We really appreciate just your patience, of course, as we answer. There's already over 100 questions answered. That's incredible. But yeah, Moto, do you have any last minute closing remarks that you'd like to share?
Yes. Again, on behalf of the university, we want to congratulate you, and we are waiting with open arms to welcome you on campus. We do fully recognize that these are some uncertain times, and we are trying to weather it just like you. And keeping you updated with the information is our top priority. And at the same time, maintaining the safety of all of you coming in on campus is a top priority. So I ask for your patience. You may not get your questions answered right away, but we are diligently working on it to make sure that all of them are addressed. So thank you once again for your patience, and we're all waiting for you in August to arrive. Thank you. Aloha.
Thanks, Moto. And yes, students, definitely we're so excited to see you this fall, or maybe see you virtually this fall, depending on what your plans are for this upcoming fall. Definitely just some updates about campus if you guys haven't heard already. Our campus now officially, as of June 1st, is welcoming visitors to campus. So I know prior to June 1st, we said nobody's allowed on campus, no excuses. Even some of our staff, we were advised not to come to campus. Now they are allowing visitors to come to campus. As of now, we do not have campus tour scheduled just yet. There will be more announcements about that very soon. So expect good news soon, but not at this, we don't have the updates just yet. But feel free, if you guys happen to be flying to Hawaii soon, you can walk around campus. You can definitely take a part of one of our self-guided tours, which you can find on our campus tour website as well. So we're very excited for that. Our offices will open to the public as of July 6th. So we're very excited for that. So if you happen to stop on campus after July 6th, some of the offices will be open again. So it's very exciting. It's been a very long 16 months for us working remotely. So we're very excited to be able to soon start taking your calls again. It's a really big deal. We're so excited. It's finally safe again. So that's why I could not agree with Moto more. We are so excited to see you in the fall. Accepted students, I just went ahead and put our UH Manoa Admissions Discord server into the chat. So if you guys have not already, I strongly encourage you guys to join us on Discord, meet other students who have also been accepted, start a conversation. Feel free to reach out, say hi to everyone. It's a little quiet. We want to hear from you guys because we know you're excited. So definitely feel free to go ahead and join the Discord server. And then just a reminder that next week we are going to be having a Warrior webinar based on student housing. So definitely bring your student housing questions and be prepared for that. And other than that, we're so excited to have you guys join us today. We look forward to seeing you guys either next week or this fall. Aloha.